I think it's very challenging work being an LSP, but it's also very rewarding. I think having been a chemistry major in college, I was always fascinated about the physical and chemical properties of various contaminants and their migration pathways. And I think as an LSP, you're always trying to solve that puzzle and that mystery of how the contamination got there and where it ended up. So I think that's the challenging part. It makes it fun. No site, two sites are the same.
Cleaning up contaminated properties is a fascinating job. We work on all sorts of different projects.
The other part that's most, I find satisfying is when the project's completed, the client is very happy with the work, and there's either a building or some other type of redevelopment where you can drive by the particular project and note that you had something to do with that project and solve some of the problems and issues that it did have.
We really had to rely on the expertise of Haley and Aldrich, and fortunately in Massachusetts, as a privatized state, that really allowed us to move the project forward a lot more expeditiously. And being able to rely with confidence on the knowledge and expertise of Haley and Aldrich to know, in effect, all of what they needed to know from a regulatory perspective to advise us on what we needed to do and to ensure that we got it all done in a way that would give us the kind of confidence to operate a hospital on this site.
The most important thing is to lay the framework of what the ultimate goal is for the project, first of all. Where do you want to be with this project? And that will help define what it is that you might want to do, because there are different strategies to go through the MCP and different levels of cleanup.
Being an LSP has been a very interesting and challenging career. Not only have I been able to clean up contaminated properties and feel like I've helped do something good in the world, but I've also worked on a wide variety of different types of cleanups with many different types of challenges.
Oftentimes find ourselves in community meetings and having to give presentations on our findings and what our work scope is going to be. So I think it's real important to be upfront what the issues are and not be afraid to talk about them.
I think that the LSP program is uniquely suited for a project like this. The reason I say that is the LSP is ultimately responsible for complying with the regulations of the Commonwealth. It's my responsibility as the LSP to make sure I'm doing the right thing to protect people and the environment. We rely on the regulators to look over our shoulder into this program in the MCP, and they'll certainly audit us if they need to and question decisions I've made. But what it does is it provides flexibility and creativity in finding the right solutions for the property.
Well, I think being in the role that I am, I get a lot of personal gratification from it. A good practicing LSP versus an LSP who doesn't really practice. You have to really stay on top of the regulations and your skill sets and the educational courses to maintain your license. There's a certain minimum requirement of continuing education credits that you must continue to take, and just keep yourself informed of all the regulations and the various committees and advisory committees. And being in the position that I am, I'm able to interact with a lot of the senior staff at the Mass DEP level to really understand where they're coming from and offer some input to some of their policies before they get finalized. I think it's been very beneficial for me personally. I guess I'm most excited about our Young Professionals Committee, to be able to bring in some of the younger staff that are just coming out of college and get them involved within the LSP. I think is important for the sustainability of the organization itself.